Alright, welcome back guys to the channel. So today we're going to be working on Project Kuzuri and installing some new rotors and brake pads because we are in dire need of brake pads for one thing. I had actually ordered these for I think the last S2, but I didn't have a chance to install them, which I'm kind of glad. So we got some StopTech Street Performance kit from Evasive. And my brother in the background over here. And so we got these. And these sport rotors that are slotted. So we'll be installing those today.
Alright, so we finished one side yesterday. Didn't record anything, just quite a quick breakdown on how to do it. Glad we did that because we did struggle with a few things. So now I'll show you guys how to do it on the other side. One thing I do recommend buying is probably a little like a turkey kind of baster thing, a little plunger, because this is going to overfill. I've only done one side and it's already pretty much full, so we'll have to take some out. Also, you do want to be careful not to let this get too low or drain it too much, because then you'll get air into the system and then you have to purge everything. So we're going to try to keep this as full as possible as well. One other thing, so this part number and this part number right here refer to the front brakes, and they have the SR and then SL, and also on them there'll be a sticker that says one has an L, one has an R, referring to what side of the car it is. So it'll help with that. And obviously the front brakes are going to be a little bigger than your rear brakes, so keep that in mind.
Alright, so first thing we're going to take off is these set screws pretty much that hold in the rotor. After that we got these two 12mm caliper bolts, and then these 17mm ones that pretty much take off the whole caliper itself. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take everything off, so we're gonna take that off and then try to break this rotor loose.
So I specifically bought this Tecton 3/8 3/8 inch drive impact screwdriver, God bless, to help break these loose. So that's what we're gonna do. I will also spray them with some PB blaster just to help break that rust some. So let's get to that. So I managed to get both of these set screws out. I did have to use my impact drill with a PH3 bit. You pretty much need it to sit, this bit to fit perfectly into this screw, or else you're gonna end up rounding it out, and you definitely don't want that. So done with that. Now I'm gonna start breaking the caliper loose. So here we have it out of the car. Honestly, they're not in. Well, I guess this inside was. This one was getting pretty low. Look at all that brake dust. This one had a little bit more. But and popping these off. And putting in the new clips along with the new brake pads. Alright, now we have it snapped in. We're going to be using some Honda Super High Temp rear grease, just a little bit, and get it right under here. And here we have the brake pads back in. So now to reinstall it. So first, we got to remove this rotor. We struggled quite a bit yesterday trying to get it off. So you can beat around it, hoping it breaks loose. But what we did is we found these screws. I believe they're M8 by 1 1/4. So we're going to tighten these one at a time and break this rotor loose. Alright, this one already broke loose. Cool. But yeah, if you guys are struggling getting the rotor broke loose, just do that and it comes out pretty quick. And there we have it. There's our rotor. So let's go ahead and install our new one. I really should have put on gloves, but oh well. But like I said, you got the little R sticker right here. It does say remove before installation, so we will do that. So you don't have to reinstall these. I will, just for the sakes of I guess looks. But if you do reinstall them, I recommend using some anti-seize. And just a tiny dab. We'll go ahead and tighten those back up, clean this off some, and then put our caliper and all that back on. So if you are going to reinstall these, it helps if you match these holes up. I did have to move the rotor around some, but now we're good. And we're just going to hand tighten these. Alright, our next step is now to compress our piston back in, which is going to
get some more brake fluid in our reservoir. So like I said, be careful it doesn't overflow, and also be careful that we don't get it too low either. I bought this from Harbor Freight. It's a brake piston compression tool. I do not recommend buying this. It sucks. So I'm gonna use it for this time, but I'm gonna end up buying a way better one. So like I said, do not recommend buying this. Alright, so what I did different this time, I used an old brake pad to help compress it. Because last time what I did is just let this tool itself go inside the piston and compress it that way, and it was a pain in the ass to get back out. This seems to work a little better. So if you are going to buy this tool, do it like this. So the problem with this damn tool is once you got it on there, there's really no good way of taking it out. Because you can screw this, but it won't loosen anything. So what I had to do last time is pretty much pry it out with a pry bar, which is looking like what I'm going to have to do again. So I'm going to get this out and then we'll be back. So I had lowered this, well, emptied it some, pretty much full again. So I'll have to drain some out of there. All I'm pretty much doing is just taking a paper towel and kind of letting it soak some up between each set. So just keep an eye out for that. And like I said, it would probably help if you bought a baster just to suck this up. So here's the passenger side done. I might bleed it just a little, but again, I don't think we're introducing any air, considering the fact that we're just pretty much never letting this get low. So I don't think there'll be any need to bleed the brakes. Also, I'll get started on the rear brakes. If there's nothing that's really different, I probably won't show you guys how it's done, just show you the results. And then pretty much finish the video. So gonna put this tire back on and then get started on the rear brakes. So we finished the passenger side, and there is a few differences. First off, you do have to let off the emergency brake in order to remove the caliper. And also the piston is different. I will show you guys that in a second once we have everything off. And then just this setup on its own is a little different with the clips and all that, so we'll get to that. So here's a look at the rear piston. As you can tell, it is different. And in order to push that in, you have to use this tool. This is a cheap version. I saw Eastwood. I looked up that Eastwood has a better kit, which I might order for further for future jobs. I actually had to get my brother to buy this one. So it has different faces for different models, because different vehicles have different variations of this. But this is what I'm using to push that in, and then once we get that pushed in, I'll show you guys how to fit everything else in. So this clip right here slides in here just like that. These brake pads don't really clip in like the other ones, so there's a different setup we have to do. First, we're going to put these clips in. So that's gonna look like that. That's not right. And like that. So next thing we want to do is actually bolt this back in order to keep these in place. Also, almost forgot, these bolts went from 17 from the front to 14 on the back, so just something to keep in mind. So we got that tightened up now, and just like that. So otherwise they're not gonna sit in there. You're just gonna struggle to try to make them fit as if you were doing the front. And there we go. So just got to tighten this up, and we are done with all of them, and then we'll take it for a drive and see how it feels. So there she is, all done. That's all 4 corners done now. About to put the tire back on and then go for a test drive. So we finished up installing our StopTech rotors and street pads. Apart from like the pistons and figuring out some little things out, it's not too bad of a job. Like I said, I didn't have to bleed anything out because we kept the brake fluid level pretty high at all times. I still bled a couple of them like just after installing everything, and just open up the bleed valve till I got something out. I didn't have any brake pedal feel at first, but after like 1 or 2 pumps I pretty much had it. It brakes pretty fine. It looks even better. So if you guys have any questions or tips, comments, anything like that, you guys know where to leave them down below. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We are currently at 98 subscribers, 2 more to go for 100. So real excited about that. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. It helps a lot. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, you guys stay safe. So later.